الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Okay, put your pens down. The test is over. Okay, no problem. Alhamdulillah. Hands. Assalamu alaikum. We just took a test, walhamdulillah, and so we're going to go over the answers for the test. Someone recite to me. This is your quiz number 1. This was not a test, actually. It's a quiz, okay? A quiz, when you have a few questions, they're very brief, and you just give the answers. A test, we have very detailed questions. And from my experience is that the more you quiz your students, the sharper they become, okay? One of the things that we did, maybe 10 months ago, we said we weren't going to quiz because of the video and all this other stuff like that. And I see a big flaw in that. People who are watching, they got to watch. They got to deal with this is the type of learning that takes place. It's not as exciting sometimes if you haven't studied. But if you studied, then you're excited to get this stuff down on paper and to be questioned. And like I said, the more you get in the habit of being quizzed, the more you're able to regurgitate the information, the more easier it is when you get into different issues. Because you're accustomed to it. It's part of the course. First, quiz number 1. Your quizzes will have approximately 5 questions, 1 extra credit question. Naam, labaik. The first question was what?
The first question was
how many sciences are there in Arabic, right? Or however you want to word that. How many sciences are there in ulum in Arabic? How many are there? There are 13 sciences in Arabic. Okay? The next question was, that was number 1. Number 2 was what? Name them. Period. No, I have a darker one. Yes. Name them. Oh, it's not really that dark. Okay, I'm going to try blue. Let's try that again. Name them. Somebody, start naming them. Okay, we have sarf, right? And then what's the next one? Nahwu. What's the next one? Ar-rasmi, right? Ar-rasmu. What's the next one? Insha'u, right? What's the next one? Balagha. Badi'u. Badi'u bayan, right? But bayan comes before badi'u. Naam? Bayan, badi'u, and then what's the other one? Ma'ani. F1. Ma'ani. Okay, what's the next one? Qardu. Shi'r. And then you have arud. And qawafi. Okay, what's the next one? Khataba. And what's the next one? And then you have tariq, right? Or history. What's the next one? Last? Mutun. Okay. These are the 13 sciences of Arabic. Someone read or recite for me the poem that encompasses these 13 sciences. This should be in a different order.
The sciences of Arabic are 13 arts of rhetoric. Start off with sarf, then nahwu.
Do
ar-rasmu.
What? And sha'u.
Do ar-rasmu plus al-insha'u. Bayan breaks it down in 3.
Balagha
breaks it down in 3. Bayan, badi'u, ma'ani. Then qardu, shi'r or poetry. Arudu mixed with qawafi. Qataba brings the art of speech. History is what they teach.
And if the text is all mutun,
if text of all mutun you seize, then know you've gathered all the keys.
Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanallah al-azim. Do you see how if you memorize, this becomes easy? If you memorize the poem, there is a place for it. The place for it is now you can name all 13 sciences and know if you've forgotten one. Because by following the rhythm, you realize I've missed something. I may not know. Then you go to someone who knows. How do you know he knows? Because he's your classmate. Because he's studying the text. You have a classic that you can go to, a primary. You say, okay, let me review that so that I know these are the 13 sciences. Can someone come to you and say there are 14 sciences in Arabic?
No.
No. If they talk about a particular subject, it falls under one of these 13. It's a subsection of one of these, as you'll learn as we go through them. Now, as we study, well, I'll get to the lesson. Let's get through this. Okay, next question. What's the third question?
How many parts
Louder and clearer.
How many parts Balagha has?
How many parts are there to balagha?
There are 3 parts.
How many parts? There are 3 parts, right? There are 3 parts to balagha. What are they?
Bayan, Badiyu,
Bayan,
Ma'ani.
Badi'u, and Ma'ani. Okay? What does balagha mean?
The art of eloquence.
Balagha is the art of eloquence. Tabarakallah. What's the next question?
What is the science of
No arms. Next person.
What is poetry called in Arabic?
What is poetry called in Arabic? Or we can say as a terminology. What is it called? Qardu. Was there another part of this question? And what are the parts of it, right? What are the parts of Arabic poetry? What are they?
2 parts. Arudu.
There is arud. And what's the next part? And qawafi. What is qardu shi'r?
poetry?
It is the art of versification. Right? It is the art of the verse. The story of it all, right? We should know that. Okay, now, let me just ask you, what is arud then?
And that refers to the scales of...
How many scales, son?
16.
The 16 scales, right? That's right. So arud, you don't break the format. Beat it in the student's head. When you mention arud, you mention the what? The 16 scales or meters of poetry, right? And then what is qawafi?
That's the last letter.
What is, it's the rhyme of it all, right? It's the, we all, you know, they say. You always hear this when you listen to a scholars. They used to say, what are they talking about? They're teachers. They don't know who originated the statement because everybody's saying the same thing. You hear Imam Abu Hanifa saying the same thing Imam Malik. You understand? Say Layth saying the same thing. All these different shuyukh. Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahumullahu jami'an. That's what we have to imitate that and keep saying the same thing and mentioning it in the same way. Arud is what? The art of the 16 scales. Qawafi is what? The rhyme of it all, the last letter, right? Or thereof. Okay? So, qardu shi'r. What's the 5th question?
Define the science of khataba.
Define. No, khataba. What is it? I'm sorry. Jazakumullah khair. Then, so the next question is what? What's the next question?
The most important science of Arabic science.
What is
The 2 most important science.
the 2 most important sciences? What are? Okay, thank you. Astaghfirullah. What are the 2 most important sciences in Arabic?
It should be the Quran and Hadith.
No, it should not. Because the Quran and Hadith are not sciences in Arabic.
Write my answer, Sarf and Nahu.
Oh, okay, so what is the answer?
Sarf and Nahu.
As-sarfu wa nahwu, right?
I write it Sarf and Nahu.
And some people say an-nahwu was sarf. Okay? But your teacher told you what? A sarf and nahwu. Why?